All right, hello everyone, and welcome back to a daily update on my 1000 days challenge. This is day 103, so let's get things started. All right, first and foremost, you'll notice that the current balance has dropped a little bit, and that's due to another close of a long trade for Bitcoin that was actually triggered by the stop loss. So that was for the experimental setup as well. You'll notice over here. And yeah, so that's something that I'm still constantly trying to find ways to tweak it, to improve it. But in the meantime, I still could be suffering some sort of losses in that sense. All right, and in terms of yesterday market was extremely interesting, as you notice over here. Yeah, so taking a look over here, yeah, so basically I just ended my analysis for the day. By thinking of the daily chart itself, you won't see so much of a clear, okay, overall in the line chart, you see clearly it's still bullish. However, on the price action, you see that there was a nice rejection yesterday. However, it seems that we find some sort of like a support. So it could be like a breakout, a retest of support, and we could continue to go towards the upside again if it doesn't fall below this trend line, that is for S&P 500. As well, whereas for Nasdaq is actually very vastly different, even though it some sort of find support over here, actually remains below this downslope trendline resistance. And I would say that potentially Nasdaq could be having more retracement in the sense that because the bull run was way stronger as well. So that's something to bear in mind. Definitely for investment wise, at this level is something I'll still continue to add. And more interestingly, if it does fall towards the 100 simple moving average on the daily chart, is something that I'll look to add as well. As for ASHR, it looks to be the most bullish among all, similar to Nasdaq. So basically, the tech stocks are the one that were heavily hit. But then again, if you look back, tech stock also had a great bull run right before, from say the March to April period to currently it is today. So as you can see, it's definitely some sort, to me, I would still consider as a healthy pullback or correction per se for the tech stock itself. As for KWEB, that's why similarly like the Nasdaq actually drops more, and you can see that it's contributed mainly or not from the tech stocks such as Alibaba, Tencent, and the likes of it. So for me, I look at it as a sort of an investment opportunity. I'll definitely be looking to add more, maybe somewhere along here, or more interestingly, I'll look to add over here as well if it does come to here. This level as well. So yeah, so that's for KWEB. And finally, for the more interesting part on the trading side, Bitcoin does looks to be really bullish, even though the daily chart is a little bit overextended on the 20 exponential moving average. However, bearing in mind that Bitcoin tend to have a tendency to, when it's overstretched, tend to be overstretched. As you can see over here, even though it was already quite overextended, it actually breaks out further and then have a some sort of retracement, retest, and then continue towards the upside. So similarly, what I do see over here is potentially we could be breaking out of this horizontal resistance region above this 16K, in which case we could have a very strong breakout towards this 19K mark as well. And on a closer look on the 4-hourly chart, it looks even more bullish. That's why I've drawn over here. So it is really forming according to what I've seen as a potential ascending triangle pattern. So if you look in the line chart, it looks actually very nice. So with a high, with a low, a higher low, and potentially could be hitting here to form a higher low as well to complete this triangle and then breaks up above. On the other hand, you also see these ascending triangles because it's forming a high, a similarly high, and even if it's considered over here, I will still consider it as a similarly higher highs near this horizontal resistance at this 15,700 region. So it looks really bullish in that sense, and is clearly nicely supported at this 20 exponential moving average, or I would say even the 50 simple moving average. So as long as it doesn't break below, I lean towards the bullish side of things, and I'll be willing to put a buy stop order over here. So potentially I could be putting something like that, using this as a swing low, and then I could trend towards the upside. So over here, if I would not be that aggressive, I will just take my profit right below it. And I'll have a very good risk to reward 1:2.4 to 2.5 range. So it's a really good entry setup in that sense. So yeah, so that's more or less about it. Because I see first test, second test, possibly a third test you break above. So I'll be willing to put a buy stop order over here. Otherwise, that's more or less about it. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.